Welcome to this episode where we address one of the most frustrating bureaucratic hurdles that corporate HR departments and the newly hired foreign talent face immediately upon arrival in Norway, which is the terrifying administrative limbo known as D-number versus Personnummer number trap. You have just spent months aggressively recruiting a top-tier international specialist. Your legal team has successfully secured the skilled worker visa through the Directorate of Immigration, and the candidate has finally landed at Oslo Airport. As an HR manager, you naturally assume that your new hire can simply walk into a local bank the next morning, open a salary account, and immediately begin integrating into your corporate payroll system so they can focus entirely on their new job. I am Erik Christensen from the NLS Norway Relocation Group, and I have to warn you that this assumption is the precise moment where a seemingly successful corporate relocation often derails into a nightmare of administrative delays and plummeting employee morale. To understand why your new star hire is suddenly panicked because they cannot get paid, cannot rent an apartment, and cannot even set up a simple home internet connection, you have to understand how the Norwegian National Registry Folkeregisteret categorizes foreign residents. When an expat moves to Norway, they must be registered in the Folkeregisteret. Depending on their visa type, the length of their employment contract, and the specific registration process they go through at the Service Center for Foreign Workers, known as SUA. They will be issued either a D-number or a Personnummer. A D-number, which essentially stands for a dummy number, is a temporary identification sequence originally designed for individuals who intend to live and work in Norway for less than 6 months, or for those who commute across borders. Conversely, a personnummer in Norwegian is the permanent national identity number granted to individuals who have a residence permit valid for more than 6 months and who have formally registered their permanent move to the country. The trap occurs because many newly arrived expats are initially issued a D-number as a placeholder, while the permanent address and final paperwork are being processed. Or they mistakenly apply for the wrong registration type upon arrival because they simply do not understand the profound legal differences between the two numbers. Having a D-number instead of a personnummer completely cripples an expat's ability to function in modern Norwegian society. With a D-number, many major Norwegian banks will absolutely refuse to open a standard salary account, and even if they do, they will systematically deny the expat access to BankID. As we have discussed extensively in the past, BankID is the universal digital signature required to do almost everything in Norway. Without it, your new employee cannot legally sign a residential lease online. They cannot access the secure digital mail from the government. They cannot log into the Skatteetaten tax portal to adjust their tax card, and they cannot activate Vipps, the mobile payment app that is essential for basic daily life and social integration in Norway. From an HR perspective, this means your new hire cannot easily be onboarded into your digital HR portals, and your payroll department might have to resort to expensive international wire transfers to a foreign bank account just to pay their first month's salary, triggering massive compliance headaches and potential foreign exchange losses for the employee. The situation becomes incredibly stressful for the expat, who is already dealing with the emotional toll of an international move, only to feel like a second-class citizen who is entirely locked out of the digital economy. They will inevitably turn to your HR department for help, consuming hours of your team's valuable time as you attempt to act as a liaison between frustrated employees, confused banking representatives, and the tax authorities. Furthermore, upgrading from a D number to a Personnummer is not an automatic or swift process. The employee must secure a permanent housing contract, which is incredibly difficult to do without a Personnummer in the first place. And then physically return to the tax office to report a permanent move to Norway, triggering a secondary processing timeline that can take several additional weeks. Navigating this terrifying administrative catch-22 requires deep institutional knowledge and an aggressive, proactive selling in strategy. A successful corporate onboarding process means securing the correct registration appointments as SUA months in advance, physically accompanying the assignee to the tax office to ensure the correct forms are filed to bypass the D number trap whenever legally possible, and leveraging established relationships with local expat-friendly banks that understand how to navigate temporary identification numbers safely. By providing your international hires with dedicated professional selling in support, you completely eliminate the HR firefighting, protect your employees' mental health, and ensure that they can actually begin contributing to your company on day one, rather than spending the first month sitting on hold with the National Registry in Norway. For those who need help with the relocation to Norway, they can go to our website, NLS Norway Relocation.no, NLS Norway Relocation.no.